Good morning, and welcome back. I'm really happy you're here today. If you've ever felt too busy to practice English, too shy to speak, or worried that you'll never become fluent, this episode is for you. Many English learners believe they need perfect grammar, expensive courses, or life in an English-speaking country to improve. But real progress usually comes from something much smaller and simpler. It comes from daily habits, tiny actions repeated again and again. You do not need 3 free hours every day. You do not need to sound perfect. And you do not need to wait until you feel ready. What you really need is consistent contact with English. A little listening, a little speaking, a little practice every single day. Over time, these small moments change the way you think, understand, and speak. Today, we're going to explore easy ways to practice English naturally, even during a busy life. These methods are simple, realistic, and powerful. And one of the best techniques we'll talk about is called shadowing. Maybe you already know this word, maybe it's completely new for you. Either way, shadowing is one of the fastest ways to improve your speaking confidence and listening ability together. So what is shadowing? Shadowing means listening to spoken English and repeating it immediately, almost like you are the speaker's shadow. You don't stop to translate, you don't worry about every grammar rule, you simply listen carefully and copy the sound, rhythm, and pronunciation. It's a little like learning music by singing along. Let's practice together. I'll say a sentence first, then you repeat it after me. I practice English every day. Now you. Learning takes time, but I keep going. Now repeat. Little by little, I am improving. Repeat again. Excellent. When you do this often, your mouth becomes more comfortable with English sounds, your ears become better at understanding natural speech, and slowly, speaking starts to feel more automatic. At the beginning, shadowing can feel uncomfortable. Maybe the speaker talks too fast, maybe you miss some words. That's completely normal. The goal is not perfection. The goal is training your brain to follow English naturally. Even 5 minutes a day can create noticeable improvement after a few weeks. Now let's talk about practical ways to use English every day in real life. The first habit is simple. Listen daily. If you want to speak English more naturally, you need regular listening. Your brain learns languages by hearing patterns again and again. The more English you hear, the more familiar it becomes. And the good news is that listening practice can fit into almost any schedule. You can listen while making breakfast, while walking outside, while cleaning your room, while riding the bus, or before going to sleep. Podcasts, beginner stories, YouTube videos, interviews, and slow English conversations are all helpful. Don't worry if you cannot understand everything. You are still training your ears. Sometimes learners become frustrated because they only understand half of what they hear, but understanding 50% is already useful. Your brain is still learning pronunciation, rhythm, and common expressions. The important thing is consistency. The second habit is using your voice every day. Many students spend years listening and studying, but very little time actually speaking. Speaking feels scary at first because we are afraid of mistakes, but mistakes are a natural part of learning. You can start with very short sentences. For example, today feels busy. I need some rest. I'm trying my best. Simple sentences are powerful because they build speaking confidence step by step. After listening to a short audio clip, pause it and repeat what you hear. Try to match the speaker's rhythm and emotion. Don't speak too softly. Let your voice become stronger and clearer each day. The third habit is learning to think in English. This habit changes everything. Instead of translating every thought from your native language, begin creating small thoughts directly in English. Start with easy observations during your day. The coffee smells good. The weather is hot today. I forgot my keys. I'm feeling tired. These tiny mental sentences help your brain connect ideas directly to English without translation. At first, it feels slow, but with practice, your thoughts become faster and more natural. You can even describe your surroundings quietly while walking outside or sitting at home. This turns ordinary moments into language practice. Another powerful habit is reading aloud. When you read silently, your brain practices recognition, but when you read aloud, you train pronunciation, fluency, and speaking rhythm at the same time. Choose short and easy material. Read slowly first, then read again with smoother pronunciation. Finally, try reading with emotion and expression. Imagine you are telling a story to someone. This kind of practice strengthens your speaking muscles. It also helps you sound more natural and confident when talking to other people. One more important thing to remember is this: English should become part of your normal life, not just a subject you study once in a while. That means bringing English into small daily activities. Change your phone language to English. Write your shopping list in English. Watch short videos in English. Say simple phrases to yourself during the day. These little habits may seem unimportant, but together they create real progress. For example, when you wake up in the morning, try starting your day in English. Good morning. What should I do today? I need breakfast. I'm running late. These are very small sentences, but they teach your brain to live with English naturally instead of treating it like a classroom subject. Another useful habit is keeping a simple daily journal. You do not need perfect grammar, you do not need long paragraphs, and you definitely do not need difficult vocabulary. Just write a few honest sentences about your day. Today was stressful, but I finished my work. I talked with my friend after dinner. I watched a funny video before bed. That's enough. Writing helps you organize your thoughts in English. It also shows you which words you already know and which words you need more often. Over time, sentence building becomes easier and faster. If writing feels difficult, start even smaller. Write only one sentence every night. The important thing is building the habit. Another excellent exercise is recording your own voice. Many learners avoid hearing themselves speak English because they feel embarrassed, but recording yourself is one of the fastest ways to improve. At the end of the day, open your phone and speak for 1 minute. Talk about anything. Describe your day. Talk about your plans. Share your feelings. Explain something you learned. You might say, "Today I felt very tired, but I still practiced English for 10 minutes. I listened to a podcast while cooking dinner. I think my listening is getting better little by little." When you listen to your recordings later, you will notice things clearly. Maybe your pronunciation is improving. Maybe you pause too much. Maybe some words are difficult for you. This awareness helps you grow. And remember, you do not need to sound like a perfect native speaker. Your goal is communication, confidence, and clarity. Now, let's talk about something many learners struggle with: fear. Fear of mistakes, fear of speaking slowly, fear of sounding different. These fears are extremely common. Almost every English learner experiences them. But here's something important to understand. Fluency grows through imperfect practice. Children do not learn language by waiting until they are perfect. They learn by trying, failing, repeating, and improving little by little. Language learning works the same way for adults. So instead of asking yourself, "What if I make mistakes?" try asking, "What if this practice helps me improve?" That small change in thinking can make a big difference. Another helpful idea is finding ways to enjoy English. If learning always feels stressful, it becomes difficult to continue. But when English connects to your interests, practice becomes much easier. Watch videos about topics you already love. Maybe you enjoy cooking. Maybe you like football. Maybe you enjoy travel, technology, fashion, or fitness. Use English to explore those interests. This keeps your motivation alive because you're learning something enjoyable while improving your language skills at the same time. You can also follow English-speaking creators online, listen to interviews, or watch short daily videos. Even 10 minutes enjoyable each day can strengthen your listening and vocabulary. And don't underestimate the power of repetition. Many learners believe they must always study new material, but repeating familiar content is incredibly effective. Listen to the same podcast episode again. Read the same short story twice. Repeat the same shadowing exercise several days in a row. Each repetition helps your brain notice new details. Words become clearer. Pronunciation becomes easier. Understanding becomes faster. This is not boring practice, it is deep learning. Now, if possible, try connecting with other English learners. You do not need a perfect speaking partner. You only need opportunities to use English actively. You can join online groups, language communities, or conversation chats. Even short text messages in English can help build confidence. And if speaking with others still feels too scary, that's okay. Start by speaking to yourself first. Confidence grows gradually. One day, you will notice something surprising. You will understand a video without subtitles. You will answer a question without translating first. You will speak a little more smoothly than before. These moments may seem small, but they are real progress. Language learning is not usually one big dramatic change. It's hundreds of tiny improvements happening quietly over time. So be patient with yourself. Some days will feel easy, some days will feel frustrating, but every small effort matters. Even listening for 10 minutes matters. Even repeating one sentence matters. Even thinking one thought in English matters. Progress is built from small daily actions repeated consistently. Before we finish today, I want you to remember one simple idea. You do not become fluent because you study perfectly. You become fluent because you continue practicing, even imperfectly. Keep listening, keep speaking, keep trying. Your English does not need to be perfect to be meaningful. Every sentence you speak is proof that you are learning and growing. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I hope this episode gave you motivation, encouragement, and practical ideas you can start using right away. Take care of yourself, keep practicing step by step, and I'll see you again very soon in the next episode.